Well, hello, hello. You're listening to the Musilog Magazine podcast. I'm Samuel Archer, your host, and today we got a special guest in the building. She goes by the name ShanDaria, and she's our guest today. And let's welcome her to the show. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fabulous today, very fabulous today. And I am so happy that we got finally got to get you on here
Yeah.
because we had a. I remember a shout out to Tanji. We were going back and forth and scheduling the time, and I'm like, this is a superstar. When you can't line down, you can't lock time down for someone. I'm like, this is a superstar. A superstar.
I'm gonna receive it.
Well, welcome, and I'm glad to have you today. So you have just dropped a baby. By the way, do you call your music babies?
Typically, no.
No, they're a joint. Or have you ever used the word joint before? A jump, I'm listening to a joint. I don't know. You're probably not from that either. Okay, so what?
I typically just say, I drop new music, a new song.
New music, okay.
A jam.
Let's call it a jam. We're going to call it a jam today. You just dropped a new jam on a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. And I did hear a little bit of it. I was kind of bopping a little bit. So we're going to talk about that. But I want my audience to know where you hail from and a little something about yourself.
Well, I am from Charlotte, North Carolina, born and raised. A little something about myself. I don't know what's little about me, but I love music. I'm destined to be a singer, although I am a salon owner and operator. I've always loved doing hair as well. And I also have my real estate license. I do real estate. So some say I am a serial entrepreneur. But ultimately, my goal is to be a full-time artist, musician, singer, performer, recording artist, what have you.
Okay, so you handle hair and you handle real estate. Mm-hmm. So you do the crown and the soul, like you got to walk on something that you want. I see that, and then you have the other things around. So that's good. And you're probably walking in your purpose already, right? You say you want to be a full-time artist, so it's evolving, it's coming to pass, and shout out to North Carolina. Now, if you're looking at a guy like me, now, could you do something with this? I mean, am I over the top, or is there hope?
There's always hope. There's always hope.
Okay, I like that. So when you started singing, like, did you sing in school? You started singing as you came out the womb. How was that experience for you?
Absolutely, I started singing out the womb.
Out the womb. Okay.
Yeah. No, I do. I do. My mom did say I could sing before I could talk. And I'm doing all these interviews and, everyone asks this question, but it is what it is. She has a picture of me sitting on someone's lap and, my mouth is open, and she's like, girl, you would sing, you love to sing the little commercials and, talk and stuff. And I believe that because my little sister, she was like that, I listened to Mariah Carey every day at one time, and she could hum the notes on key, on pitch and everything, but she really couldn't talk. She'd only say a few words. So, I believe it. But,
North Carolina has a tradition of good music, and you're definitely carrying on that tradition. Any relation to any stars that we might know about?
Not that I know of. I mean, everybody's related down the line,
Oh, okay. I thought I'd go there. You have Casey and JoJo.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that, when they first came out, they said we were related some because I'm my family is from Pageland, South Carolina, and so I don't know though. I don't know the specifics, so I don't like to say.
Well, okay. So, but you guys are from the same vicinity. We'll work with that.
Yeah.
Who are some of the influences that you had working with you?
Well, I grew up definitely loving Whitney Houston first and foremost. Then there was Mariah Carey, and then I always say Faith Evans is my favorite singer. I love Faith. And when I was younger, I just listened to music all day, every day. So the singers, Shirley Murdoch, Vesta Williams, Regina Bell, we're going to talk about Karen Clark and, Kim Burrell, and, all the singers I love. And, I love Jasmine Sullivan, Missy Elliott, her creativity. I think Mary J is like the number one female entertainer, the 90s, 2000, because she's untouchable. But that's some of my influences.
Okay. No. Are there any guys in the mix, or they were just all? Are there any guys that brought something to the table for you?
Definitely. I love, vocally, I love Joe, Tank, Chris Brown, musically, vocally, perform. He's just like that. Off the top of my head, I could go on forever. I listen to so much. You were singing "It's Written All Over Your Face," like, the Rude Boys, like,
the Rude Boys. Yeah.
I like a little bit of everybody, but
audience, we were chopping it up a little bit before.
Yeah.
Laughs. So they're like, what?
Right.
Bring them up to speed. So now, is there a chance you may have a dream collaboration in the future? Who would be like somebody like, yo, I gotta do a record with this person? Who is that person?
I don't know if I can really say one, okay? Because, just because Faith Evans is like my favorite singer, like I would just love to do a record with her and just see, musically how that would unfold, But I would say, Missy Elliott, because she's Missy Elliott and her creativity. I don't know what she would come up with, on all the music, with the vocals, with the visual, that would just be awesome. But
go ahead. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I can't just say one. And then, like you said, with the man, I would love to collab with Tank because, again, vocally, and then he plays, like, I just feel like that would be amazing.
Okay, so Tank, if you're seeing this, you better find this young lady. Faith Evans, if you see this, it would be it would make her dream come true. Now, I was just gonna chime in and say maybe you can do what Jill Scott did. Jill Scott did a Jill Scott and Friends some years ago. She did like a whole record, and I'm thinking a lot of the people on the record were people that she wanted to collab with a while back. It wasn't really a big record, and I don't know. I don't remember the name of the record, but anyway, that's a shout out to Jill Scott. That's you can look that up. But so now that we know where you're from, we've dabbled into your influences. Now, I didn't ask you: do you play an instrument? Like, did you take like a little? You do?
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay, so the instrument is the voice. Your instrument is the voice.
I would love to. When we were quarantined, I did kind of start teaching myself how to play the keyboard a little bit, but
Okay.
I would love to play the piano.
So you play with the keyboard?
Yeah, play with.
Okay, so all right. Well, that, and that could turn into, yeah. So there is some hope out there. There is some hope.
When I have more time to dedicate to music, I will definitely try it.
Okay. So when did you? What happened around you when you said, I'm ready to do this. I'm going to pursue this career. Did I say pursue? Is that pursue? Pursue this career.
Okay.
What was like that? What was that like? Sorry.
Well, I guess it was kind of just brewing because I did just kind of try to leave it alone for a while, become a mother and, just take care of the kids. Like, I don't really have room or time for this. But ultimately, I mean, it's my passion. It's what I love. So just always kind of pulling at me. But I was in an accident with a really good friend, one of my best friends. And, it made me feel like, I'm living my life like I'm going to have another chance, and being that's something that I always wanted. When you go through something traumatic, a lot of things go through your mind in those seconds. You don't know what's going to happen, but it is really, truly the one thing that I've always dreamed about. So I'm just like, what is life about if you're not going for what you want out of it? So that's kind of the turning point. Like, what? I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to fit it in. I'm going to figure it out.
Now, hopefully, did your friend survive or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're both all right. We were hit by a drunk driver. It was really crazy, but very scary. Yeah, we were blessed to be.
But there was an experience, and then you were able to evaluate and see, hey, life is kind of short. I need to at least do this thing. Or at least go for it. Okay. I can relate. I can certainly relate to that. I don't want to give my age away, so but I can relate, especially where you say it's brewing and it's sort of like pulling at you and tugging at you. That's something I can certainly relate to. However, it's all about you today. Amen. So let's talk about the new single you have. Now, is this the very first single you ever released?
No, I have 3 songs out on the platforms to date. I did a cover by Tweet, Smoking Cigarettes. And
you did Smoking Cigarettes?
I did. You got to listen to it. Yeah.
Oh my God. That is one of my favorite songs. Like, no, seriously.
Yes. So you got to.
It was funny. I was going through some things when that record came out.
Oh.
And that was one of the songs that I really related to on the record.
Well, seriously.
Smoking Cigarettes. Yeah. So Tweet, if you ever see this, we gotta
absolutely
get you on here. Yeah.
So that's on the platforms.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Now did you have to check around and say, hey, could I have permission to sing your record?
Well, I don't know how to go that. I don't know where to go about the platform that I use. They said that they would get the permissions or whatever. So I just trusted that.
I know. I just thought it would be, I just thought hey.
Don't be trying to put me on the spot, Sam. Okay. Now, the people said they were going to handle that Tweet. Okay.
Yeah, they do. I'm very familiar with a couple of the platforms that do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would have been cool if it was like, yo, could I?
Yeah, it would have been cool, but so I hope she likes it.
Okay.
And then I did a Christmas song, an original Christmas song that I wrote. And then you're supposed to have listened to all my music now. We got to get as soon as we hang up, you got to listen to all my songs and let me know what you think.
I will spank myself at the end of this interview.
Okay.
In a good way. And so that's good though, because the Musilog, we also have a radio station. It's called Musilog Music Radio. And when we were like really bubbling up, we did have a situation where artists could send in their Christmas song and we put it in rotation and so on. So, so now you know that you can send the Christmas record to us here and we will definitely get it in the mix because ShanDaria is here. We gotta get her in the mix.
Absolutely.
She's here to make a statement. So you have 3 songs out before.
Yeah.
So that's a song number 4. What was the experience like? Are you working with a specific producer, or you just, you get tracks, or like what's your process like?
Well, some of both. The other songs, the Christmas song, I just wrote that song randomly, and I literally just kind of was like, I don't know, I just wanted a Christmas song, and I started singing. I did a voice note, and I sent it to a producer. Shout out to the Supernaturals. I sent it to Sterling, and I was like, can you make me some music to match this? And he did a phenomenal job. I mean, it's a really good song. And then my other single, Rid of You, that, obviously Smoking Cigarettes, I didn't, I just used the original, but I did do another tweet cover. I haven't released it yet. Call me. And I actually have a track to that. Yeah, but Rid of You, Frank Benz in Orlando, I got that track, and started writing to it in the studio, and that's how that song kind of came about. And then
so you found a producer in Orlando, where we
were connected through someone else. Someone else gave the track, and yeah.
Not that I'm taking it personally or anything. I'm just, it's just amazing where people are and how they get music. And like, I got something in Orlando. I'm like, I live in Orlando.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, we connected through somebody. Somebody just gave me the music, and then I recorded it.
But I like that. So you do your writing. You have a pen game.
Yeah. I collabed with some people on that song, on Rid of You, and on Livin. Now, Livin, literally, K Figs, he's here in Charlotte. He was like, you need a bop. You need something. That's why when you said it's a bop,
it's a head nod. There's definitely a head nod record.
That's literally what he said. And we were just in the studio, and he really made that track from scratch. And so we were just sitting there kind of, vibing to it, coming up with the hook. And then Chanel came in with the verses, and we put that together. That was a masterpiece. Okay. Song of the year.
It's well done. Shout out to the team that helped you with that. Now there's a music video for the record.
It is.
Okay, so the clip that I saw on the page is your. I saw like a short clip.
Okay, yeah, cool. The full video is on my YouTube page, The Shandy Show.
All right, listeners and viewers, make sure you go to her YouTube page, and be sure to hit the subscribe button too.
Subscribe, comment, share.
And we gotta represent right now, So we definitely want to do that. So, what do you want listeners to get from this new record that you have out?
The song says, "I'm living, I'm loving it, and I wouldn't have it no other way." And that's just really it. Live life to the fullest. Give it everything you got, because you only got one shot. And it's a song of just kind of a rebirth, redemption, whatever you want it to be. It's relatable in so many different, ways, and so many different situations, to so many different. I feel like everybody can relate to it in some way, in some point in your life. But it's just a feel good song, and just saying, I'm living my life like it's golden.
Amen. Like it's golden. Oh, she threw the gold.
That's in the second verse, actually.
She threw in the golden. All right. I like that. Yeah. Okay, so is this a precursor to possibly an EP or a record?
Everybody asks that. I'm not. I'm honestly just going with the flow, because I do have songs. But I'm not sure yet, because this song is, the biggest song in regard to the fact that I'm putting the most behind it, the biggest push, because I really feel like it is a song that everybody needs right now. The world needs this song right now. Positivity is always needed, necessary. And I think in the music, a lot of times that's not what is, prominent. It's not a lot of just super positive songs. So, yeah, I'm just putting a big push behind this, and so I'm just gonna see where it goes.
What I can say is that it's a summer record.
Yeah.
Definitely a summer record, which means that it can also work for warmer climates.
Yeah.
So sort of like, instead of it being just for a summer type vibe, we have the seasons here, so it's a different thing. But places where the weather is consistently warm, it would lend itself to that type of environment, or should I say that type of market. So we would be loving it over here anyway. So let your fans know that Music Music Radio is the spot. I'm taking that case. See, we even have it if you've seen the back here, you see the radio thing in the back there. Like a little mic vibe here. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're going in over here. Okay. So when my guest comes through, I like to personalize them a little bit. So are you ready for that? Did you check out any of the interviews I've done?
I haven't. I get
so that's good. That's fine. That's all right.
I don't have a lot of time to research. So
I like that. All right. So, but yeah, we sort of just ask some questions just to find out, where just to understand the artist a little bit. Okay. Some people do feel violated a little bit. Oh, okay. No, we're not going to ask anything too heavy though. Nothing too deep. We don't want to know. We don't want to know your bank account. We don't want to know your social security or what you did last week. We don't need to know about that.
Okay.
But although everything that you do is good, we're not trying to.
The disclaimer is a lot, Sam. It's just so much. Just get what is it? What is it? My goodness.
I know.
Disclaimer.
And then when we get through, you're like, that was it? Oh, I thought
Oh my goodness.
That was filling my heart. So, what is your favorite color?
Tiffany blue.
Okay. You see, I almost gave it away in the beginning of when we were putting the colors together. Yeah, I almost gave it away. So it's a Tiffany blue. So, but the good thing that you actually came back and said it, it really means that the Tiffany blue. And guys, now I don't know if we actually found the right Tiffany blue on the show here, but I'm willing to mix it up. There's some things in life I'm willing to do. Definitely can find a color for you. All right. So so Tiffany blue. Now, what's the reason behind the Tiffany blue thing?
I just like it. It's pretty.
Okay.
Not too much to it. I just really love it.
I thought there was a reason, or maybe you got
a jewelry or something.
Tiffany blue boxes. Maybe a birthstone.
No,
okay.
I just like it. I just think it's very pretty. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll work with that. So let's go to the next question. So when ShanDaria is in the kitchen, what does she like to prepare?
Oh, I love to cook. So I don't have a favorite dish or anything. I like to try
Lord have mercy. Okay, so tell us about it. Please tell us about it.
What do you want to know? Like, I think that I am a gourmet chef, low key, and a mixologist. I like to make drinks and I like to cook, So,
So you're saying that if myself and my team, we happen to be in North Carolina, in where you are, we can give you a call and say we're coming over for lunch or something. That's if you're not touring and doing movies and videos in LA and New York.
Now, how many people on the team?
Probably maybe 3 or 4 people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's quite fine.
I don't travel with big, caravans.
Yeah, that's quite fine. I'd enjoy that. Yeah. I love that.
You prefer to cook for a smaller set of people?
It doesn't matter. I'm just curious, what I can do, quickly, like, I can just throw something together right quick. Those fast meals, they'd be the best. It'd be random and just, it's always fun.
All right. And like, so you do the gourmet vibe. What are we drinking with this? Is there champagne, wine, rum, moonshine? What are we working with?
Oh my goodness.
I know I have a mess over here. I was just gonna say, the Boots on the Ground record. The guy actually had moonshine in the song. When I saw the lyrics,
really?
I was like, moonshine?
No moonshine.
but go ahead. That's why I thought about moonshine. But go ahead.
I don't want to tell my awesome new drink. This is my new favorite situation because I'm like, I need to patent it. Like, it's such a showstopper. Every time I make it for people, they absolutely love it. But what I will say is my new favorite ingredient or current favorite ingredient is Saint Germain.
Okay.
So
Saint Germain. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what that is. Is that like a plant or it's
a liqueur? So and it has this beautiful floral taste, but it's not like it's I don't know. I can't even. It's like kind of floral, but sweet, but mild. A little tap of lavender, and it's really good. And it may sound too pretty, but guys, I mean, it makes a really good drink. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So we have to bring that when we're coming, or do you have enough stock?
That'll be good. That'll be good. Just bring it, and I will. And what do you like to drink? A lot of times I mix it with tequila. People like tequila, and tequila mixes well with that. But I could go on forever about these drinks.
I'm not much of a drinker, but I would sip something for a symbolic meaning. Maybe someone got baptized or graduated, and then I might, they might just break out. Well, to commemorate the moment, we will sip some of this. And I'm like, all right, well, hook me up.
So that'll be like the champagne and stuff.
Yeah. But I'm not really like a drinker kind of. Okay. I kind of grew up in church, and
Okay.
I'm not too churchy, but at the same time, I'll sort of venture out a little bit and then let's see what this tastes like, and maybe I might like it. So Saint Germain, I got to look out for that drink. Saint Germain. I do see it somewhere. I'm going to say, hey, let's check that out.
If you're not a drinker, then you could probably pour that on some ice and just sip on that because it's really soft and
nice. No. I will taste it and gluck it down. I'm just saying it's not like well every week, I
got you. I'm just messing. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're messing with me now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so my final question is you see you made it through the first two. So, it's like the last one is not.
Don't make the last one a doozy. Oh my goodness.
Last one is going to be so simple. So who were you listening to in the last week or so, musically?
Well, in the last week.
Wow. Well, I mean, you know what? To be fair, I know you just dropped a new record, so you were like, listening to certain things.
Listening to my music, just kind of, vibing to.
Okay.
But a go-to, when I'm just, you have different modes, but like my all-around chill, happy, sad, whatever that I can just go to is Alex Isley for the last couple of years. Beautiful voice.
I know that name. Where I know that name from? Alex Isley.
She's an amazing singer. She has some really great music. But I don't know. I want to say she was on the first season of The Four, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. I never researched it, but I think she was. I think that's where I first heard her name. But I heard a song or two of hers. Spotify play music, and then I just kept listening. She has some really, really good music. And then other than that, I like to listen to just different. I put on like Jasmine Sullivan, and it'll play. Whatever. So.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well. I would check that out. Alex Isley. I heard that name somewhere. Some names you hear is like, yeah, I heard that. But
when I play her music in my salon, the clients are always like, "Who is?" She has a beautiful voice and some really good music. Writing is really good. I mean, it's really nice. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough. So at this part of the interview, I would say, is there anything you wanted to talk about that I didn't get to ask you about? And you can discuss that with us now and throw it out there. And the time and the space is yours.
I wasn't prepared to talk about just what I want to talk about. Only thing I really want to talk about is my new single, which I mean, we already talked about it, but I will say again, Livin is available on all platforms. Download, stream, share. Okay. The video is on YouTube. And listen to it. Love it.
Yeah. Amen. Any performance dates in works?
Right now I have I'm doing a show on June the 28th at an amphitheater in East Charlotte. That's all I have locally right now. I just have a lot of interviews and something I'm supposed to be doing at the end of July, but I think that's in New York. I'm not really sure, but that's all I have right now on the books. And I'm singing the national anthem again, but at the Charlotte Knights game. So
is that like the basketball team or
the Charlotte Knights is baseball. The Charlotte Hornets is basketball. I did that. I did that in March, and then I'll do the Charlotte Knights, the baseball team.
Congratulations. And we are happy that you made Musilog one of your stops for the interviews. We appreciate it. Please don't be a stranger. Shoot us a note when you got something. Hey, I got this going on, and shoot us a flyer. We will post it for you. And thank you for your time. We will definitely do this again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
Okay.